Welcome to Extra Take. Today we're going to talk about being normal. Normal is one of those weird things where it seems plainly obvious what it means to be, quote, normal, yet at the same time you can't even explain it. It's like it's so obvious that it doesn't need an explanation, but you also can't explain it. And as the title states, normal is relative. What's normal to the spider is chaos to the fly. Oh, how flies wish that spiders were normal, in the sense that flies are normal. But things don't work that way. Normal is really an illusion. It's a fiction we all subscribe to. A very good example of an abnormal practice is lip plates. Probably everyone watching this is a little bit uncomfortable with lip plates. Groups in Ethiopia today still practice this, but it was developed independently across many thousands of years in Africa, Mesoamerica, and around the Amazon. But the people that live there and practice this don't find it abnormal in the slightest. Now, this probably makes us uneasy because it's body modification, and especially because it's done to the face. You are hardwired through evolution to be an expert in facial recognition, and when we see a face that is heavily modified, it does not sit well with our thoughts. This is also why things that aren't human but are given human facial traits are really creepy. A Barbie doll with a non-realistic face? That's not so weird. But a doll with really detailed human-like but empty, soulless eyes? Super weird. A teddy bear with teeth? Get that thing out of here. But the thing is, going back to body modification, we do modify our bodies in all kinds of ways. Do you cut your hair? No animal does that. Do you shower? No animal does that. At best, some of them lick themselves or roll around in dirt or mud. Do you wear clothes? What could be more unnatural than not being naked? Breast implants? We don't find those abnormal, at least modest ones. If you grabbed 100 random people from any public place, a mall, an airport, a sporting event, odds are almost all of them would be totally normal people. But they would all be completely different. There's no box of normality that the average person fits into. Some of them will have tattoos and some of them won't. Some will have piercings and some won't. Most will have wildly different styles of clothing. A lot of them will have dyed hair. Their hairstyles will vary. There's no limit to the number of ways a normal person can look. But you take any one of those characteristics, and we could easily come up with an abnormal person who is defined by one of those things. Somebody who has tattoos over every surface of their skin is really abnormal. But someone who has 5 tattoos isn't. Someone who only has 1 tattoo, but it's on their forehead, is abnormal. But somebody with 10 tattoos in better locations isn't. Somebody with fiery pink hair is abnormal, but a natural blonde with brunette hair, something they weren't born with, is normal. Let's try to think about it incrementally. I think that would be fun. Look at my fingernails. Very normal looking. I do bite them, which is abnormal to some people and not to others, but whatever. Now take a look at these fingernails. These are weird, right? Okay, now somewhere between here and there, we get to abnormal, right? Wrong. Let's just say I stop cutting my nails. Actually, we'll pretend I'm a woman because men's nails become abnormal at much shorter lengths than women's nails do. So, presto, I'm a girl. And I'm not going to cut my fingernails ever again. If you saw me every day, you would never notice the point where my fingernails became too long because it's not real. It's not something that just happens, and we don't have a definition. There would come a day where you'd say, whoa, your nails are like really long now. That's kind of weird. Well, if it's weird today, then it was weird yesterday too, because nails grow about 1/10 of a millimeter every day. That's the thickness of a sheet of printer paper. And if they were too long yesterday, then they were too long 5 days ago, and 20 days ago. Look, I'll fully admit there's a big difference between these nails and these. I can't help but think, yeah, those are weird. But at the same time, there is no point where it just goes from normal to weird. We're all just a little bit judgmental. Actually, we're probably a lot more judgmental than we think. If all of your friends and family knew the weirdest thing about you, how many of them do you think would talk to you nearly as much or never again? Right, so we're all in the same boat. So I say we embrace weirdness. As long as it doesn't harm anybody, who cares? You wear cat ears? That's awesome. Good for you, man. Go and talk to some weird people. Tell people what's weird about you. Let's not be so protectionist about our feelings of normal. Let's not look at people and think, what's that person's problem? Just because they're different. You'll find out that we all have way more in common than you might think by just looking at the surface. Thanks for watching.